The issue of Israel and Gaza has been troublesome for a long time for the British left. Since the government has moved in, they suspended some arms sales to Israel. But do you think this is still a tricky balance for the Labour government?
Well, not even 10% of those arms export licences were. It's absolutely extraordinary. We're talking about dither and delay with supplying weapons to Ukraine. We have no problem at all with continuing to supply weapons to Israel that are being used to flatten Gaza. And the reason that we don't mind that is because Russia is a nuclear power and, well, quite simply, we don't have that same threat from Gaza or Palestine. This is an extraordinary, tricky issue for Labour because they're not being bold enough. They're not being brave enough. David Lammy has long sat on, he's been at every Palestine event for probably the past decade. I think I've been covering him at Palestine events for the past decade. And then the moment that he becomes Foreign Secretary, he goes quiet. What's extraordinary, when he was in the shadow position, he lobbied David Cameron to publish those arms export licenses. He wanted to know the information. Now that he's in power, now that he's Foreign Secretary, he's also refusing to publish that information.
Well, they did suspend, we should say, as you said, 10% of licenses. So there is a difference in approach from this government. But do you feel that this will continue to be troublesome for Labour from the backbenches?
Well, I think it's tricky because they've had such a massive intake with new, 2024 MPs, and actually there's not that many left of the Socialist Campaign Group, and a lot of them are now actually suspended. And we don't have an election coming up anymore, so it's not so much of a threat.